Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 338 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother, Sean.
How we doing?
I don't know why you're laughing.
I was going to say something else.
Coco the monkey. If this is the first time you're ever seeing, hearing, or listening to us, this is the Two Player Co-op Podcast, where just about every week, two brothers get together to let you know everything you need to know about in the world of video games. If you like that, make sure to like the video, subscribe, share it with your friends and family in betwixt. I lost it. What did I say?
You missed some words.
Friends and
your
family.
Friends and family and
everyone in betwixt. If you really like us, you can go to patreon.com/2playercoop, where we got a lot of different benefits, but the most popular tier is the $5 producer tier, where you can watch us record the podcast live on YouTube, as we are doing right now. You also get a bonus episode every month, and you get the podcast live one day early. Nobody responded to the Q&A thing. So if you want a Q&A, we'll wait one more week. You have 1 week to answer the questions. Or no, to ask the questions. Nothing? Okay. So that's that. Some of our patrons deserve a shout out, just like our patron saint, the man with a bar named after him, Mr. John Tingley, as well as our affiliates, Derek Bamford, James Solar, make sure you check out James Games and more on YouTube, Sarah Solar, and Mom. As well as our producers, Steve Appleton, Aunt Sue, Dustin Downs, and Chris Peralta. Also, make sure you check out PS Rewind on YouTube as well. If you like cool t-shirts and the like, you can go to teespring.com/stores/2playercoop. We think it still works.
or just spring.com. Never gets old.
Oh boy, we were not here last week because Sean was out of the country. He was in the Great White North.
Oh, yeah.
Did you not remember?
Well,
where
because
you
I
went?
forgot. We just did Mario.
Right.
So, yeah, I guess that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, I was up in Canada. It was cold. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cool city. I don't know. It wasn't that cold. It was like 40 or 50.
Snow?
In the mountains. We just got rain there, but yeah, it was cool.
All right. So that's that. Also...
Wait, I have something to talk about.
Well, I know, but hold on.
Okay.
Or should you save it for the bonus episode?
No, it's more
Do you have a
fitting.
topic?
What?
Do you have a topic for the bonus?
No, I thought you did.
I won! We're supposed to each bring a topic.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I cannot wait to go back. This is when you need to have that red flag in the Progressive commercials or whatever. America's hat. There you go. Shout out to Colin and Micah. Congratulations on the wedding.
Yes.
Good for you. Never thought Colin would get married. Very happy for him. Glad to see Greg Miller wish him all the happiness in the world. Wait. That didn't happen. Sean.
Yes.
What do you want to talk about?
Remember... Now I'm trying to think of when I talked about it. I think it was during Mario, and it may not have been on the podcast. So I'm going to talk about it. Remember how I was telling you about how I did something to my back and or
Yes.
chest/ribs? It's getting better now. But
You probably think that I am.
so my back hurt and my ribs hurt, or like a rib, one rib.
My
McRib.
neck, my back,
my ribs and
my crack. Stupid song.
But it hurt, like, if I would try, like, if I coughed or sneezed or hiccuped or blew my nose or
If you move.
laughed or sometimes even move, yeah. I don't know what I did, but it started in my back. And I was trying to figure out what I did. And I've narrowed it down to two things. So I've also realized I've pinpointed it, and I can feel a bump right there. And that's
not good.
That's where it hurts.
Did you get punched in the chest?
No, there was no traumatic events. I've narrowed it down to two things. They're both pathetic. One, I slept. We did something weird and hurt my back and tried to crack it. And when I try to crack it, I just do like this, and I went too far and pulled or popped something in the front. Or I hurt myself during one of my sneezing fits.
Oh no, that's fine. I did that.
That's
to my
the
back.
only. It's one of those two things.
I did that
and
to
I
my
think
back
it's,
one time.
Brittany and I were looking online, and it sounds like it's either dislocated, which I don't think it is.
You can dislocate a rib?
Yeah, apparently. Or the cartilage that basically connects your rib to your sternum. You can, by all sorts of events, it can like get inflamed. So it's one of those two things. It is feeling better, but it definitely still hurts. And it's been since like right after we got back from the beach. So it's been like 3 weeks now. But it is getting better. But I either hurt myself stretching or sneezing.
Dude, when I hurt my back so bad a few months ago, I was emptying the dishwasher. And it just went...
A couple times now over the last maybe month or two at work.
Getting old.
I've done... I literally just moved. And all of a sudden I did something.
I think it moved.
And I felt this like up like my neck. Where I must have like pinched a nerve or something, but it was like, oh God. And I'm like, I didn't even do anything. I moved, not a sudden movement, not a like I literally was probably just like,
hey Jan,
yeah. And I just get this like jolt of electricity on my neck. It's not fun.
You're the problem.
I'm starting to feel like not Team Young anymore.
That would be because you are not.
Yeah, it's all relative.
Yes, the idea for the podcast was I had my topic. I was like, I'm going to talk about blah.
I know, but I thought that's what we were talking about. I didn't know
If we can talk about that for 45 minutes, okay. I don't know that we can.
Hey, if you guys aren't going to write in with a Q&A, hook your boy up with a topic for us to talk about.
To do a Game Over Greggy / Constellation-esque kind of a bonus episode. Intercoastal muscles.
Intercostal.
Mm-hmm. I knew when I said it. I was like, there's no A there. Oh, yeah, like Pentecostal.
Kind of.
That was a lot of work. Oh, yeah. When I got home, I was like, I got to run. Turns out it was not a fart. But I feel better now. I would say that I am better now. Better now. All right. Enough screwing around. There's not a lot of news this week. I think what we're mostly going to talk about is 2 video games that came out while we were out for the last 2 weeks. I think we start with the smaller one, which yeah. Oh, yeah. By the time you're seeing this, not you guys in the chat, but by the time this goes live, Mario Mondays will be back. We've played through the first world, what we thought was the second world, until we realized it was just the pre-show for the World 2, for the second world, for World 2. So we're going to do those in separate episodes, and we're going to keep going through it. What I don't know, gosh almighty, is the Pedal Isles thing. Is there a pre-show for every world? That I don't know.
So I started playing some with Kira, which is just a bad idea, but we did play some.
Was she Nabbit?
She didn't want to be Nabbit or Yoshi because when we played a little bit before, I told her you can't get power-ups, and she wants power-ups. She wants to get the fire flower. She wants to be the elephant. And I'm like,
she wants
but then
to
I'm
fall
like,
down
okay,
every
well,
cliff.
if we're playing together, at least every time she dies, if I save her, I'm not losing a life. So I'm like, maybe this will work. But it was still pretty...
Derek said yes. I think that means that there's a pre-show to every world. I think is what he meant. Okay.
But anyways, on level 2, I found the missing thing.
Oh. Was it obvious or...
I mean, I wouldn't say it was obvious, but it was... It took me a while. I'm like, I am going to look everywhere I can in this level.
There's no timer, right?
No,
Yeah,
which is
so you
kind of
can
weird.
just yeah.
Second of all, when we go to that guy, that I think it's a toad, who's like, a rock fell. And we're like, okay. And we walked away.
Yeah.
And you actually continue the conversation, which I don't know how we didn't. He says, but I bet I can get rid of it if you give me 50 coins. And we're like, okay. And then he breaks it. And then you can go to like a new area. So we totally missed that.
Is it still part of Pipe Rock Plateau? Or is it like...
Well, anyways, I say all that to say... I guess Derek already confirmed it.
Yeah.
Yes, I think there is a preamble to each of the ambles, basically. But yeah, I think this game
game in general,
huge.
This game is bigger than it. Now, it looks like there's, quote unquote, only 6 worlds. I did hear somebody...
But the worlds are a lot bigger than they've been in any other Mario game.
Yes, and somebody was saying in some video somewhere... some podcast. Oh, I think it might have been Sacred Symbols. I think maybe it was Dustin that said it. I can't remember. But there's secret exits to some levels too.
That's what it basically is in
level 2.
That was the hidden thing in level 2. You get a third seed, but it also takes you to like a secret exit where I think you just get some extra purple coins or something.
Interesting.
But yeah.
But there is like a start. There's some kind of special world. Like we don't know if you look at your save file, you get a big seed when you beat a world. And then under it looks like there's a medal. I don't know what the medals are for. I don't know if the medals are just...
Yeah, I haven't figured that out yet.
Everything, or if it's like you beat Star Road level 1 or whatever. There is a bonus world that can be reached from each world. There's a bonus world. Oh, so that's the rock. That you
Dwayne?
bashed. Not Dwayne, but the one you bashed. What are you doing?
Just looking for topics.
You're killing me. Can we talk about the game?
We are talking about the game.
This game is freaking awesome. I still have not gone back and watched. I want to watch Digital Foundry's thing about how it's just like an absolute masterpiece on the Switch. But I'm like, I don't want to see anything that I haven't.
No, I don't want anything to get.
I don't
spoiled.
want to know power ups.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like we got a second power up in the preamble to the Amble of World 2, which was just it was not great. It was in the trailer.
Yeah,
it was in the trailer, so I can say it was a bubble. You get a bubble. A bubble.
A bubble.
I don't know about the. I am not taking enough advantage of Elephant, Mario, Luigi, Toad, whoever you are. I keep forgetting that. I know you can do.
I feel like the elephant thing is a little overblown.
Yeah.
I'm like, what does it do? You're a lot bigger, but okay, you can't do anything with that size. You're just a bigger target.
You can't run through the yellow barrels.
Exactly.
Like I assumed
yeah.
you could.
You can shoot water, which I don't think does anything to the enemies, but you can make the flowers come to life and get some coins. But like, it's basically just a melee attack. Like,
you're no more powerful. Well, maybe you are.
I don't think so.
And I don't like melee attacks in Mario, anyways.
It's kind of like the flag, the cape, where you can like do the spin,
tail,
but like at least you could also fly.
Right.
So yeah, I don't understand
this. You just go.
Yeah, for being an elephant, it kind of seems like, why am I an elephant? Oh, I can suck up water, but other than that, I don't know.
And Toad looks stupid. You can use the bubbles to jump higher. Oh. Okay.
I don't know if we did that.
Well, we only got it in that one level.
Well, right,
we were
but
like
I'm
racing
saying
to the top.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're going to use that a lot in World 2, just because it's in the clouds. At least from the outside, it looks like it's in the clouds. I think it's going to be a tough world.
Yeah.
Tembo is the better elephant.
I don't know what that means.
I feel like that could be an anime joke, or I just said a bad word and I didn't know it. I didn't know what Tembo is. Dumbo? Maybe he meant Dumbo and it came out wrong. I will say though, this game, the Wonder Seeds, I love it. Now, we screwed up a couple times, as you'll see when this goes live, that the elephant is invulnerable to certain projectiles in later levels. Bam.
Ah, okay.
There was one with a stampede, and we were like, oh, I guess there's this floating bubble that has a 3 and then a 2 and a 1. I guess we hit that. And it's like, okay, and didn't do that. We tried something else. We got to race the stampede to the end. Okay. And we never figured out until we had another one in a later level. I think it was when we were in the preamble that we were like, oh, we just ride them and avoid obstacles and we would have got that seed. But we didn't need it. I mean, I kind of want to get every main seed at least.
I'm going to get all of the main ones on my own personal playthrough.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to get ahead of where we are
right
on Mario Mondays. But
what else about this game? The music's awesome. I like how they're doing the boss. At least I assume it's going to be the boss.
I hope they're
every
all
world.
I mean, I hope they're all different than that, but a similar, like, I hope, yeah. When you've got Wonder where like everything is different, I can't imagine they would just repeat the same boss. It's got to be something different every time.
No, it'll be him every time, I think.
Right, but something different.
Well, actually, Derek could tell us that. Tembo the Badass Elephant. It still means nothing to me. I don't know what that means. Is that an anime show or is that a video game? Lost it. Oh, yeah. Derek, let us know if the boss of the castle is the same in every world. I assume it is, with different power, which I'm fine with. Although, we did see in that opening cutscene, we also see Kamek. Because there's Bowser ship, there's Bowser Jr., and then there's Kamek.
Yes.
But we haven't seen Kamek yet. Maybe Kamek is a... Oh, wait. Or did Kamek give him his... How did he get his powers in the castle in the first world? Did he get a flower, or did Kamek give him the powers? I can't remember now.
Maybe it was Kamek.
Maybe it was. I can confirm Boss 2 is the same but different. Okay, that's what I figured. Cool.
Okay.
I like that. I like it a lot. What else about this game? I love the little things in this game, like when Mario goes in a pipe or comes out of the pipe.
The different animations and stuff. Yeah.
Or like he jumps in the pipe and he's like... There's so many subtle animations. I like the way... Oh, and you've got the badges, which we've only gotten a few of them so far. I like the way... What do you think about the way it actually feels to play? Do you think it does? I mean, we haven't played new Mario in a while. But do you think it does feel... I do think it feels different. Now, I don't think it feels like Mario World or Mario 3.
I think it feels closer to Mario World than New Soups or in Mario Maker 3D World, which isn't really 3D, did.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was in relation to. Maybe it was Mario. But I remember a while ago talking about how platformers aren't as good anymore because they're always trying to do this weird 3D, but in a 2... Like, they just don't feel right. They always feel, like, floaty, and there's just something, I don't know, off about it. I don't think this has it. I think it has a more 2D feel, even though you can tell everything's 3D. I don't know. It's like chicken and the egg. I don't know if it feels like it's not 3D because it controls better or it controls better. I don't know. But to me, it feels closer to old school platformers than a lot of... Oh, I know what it was. It was talking about the newish...
Sonic?
Donkey Kong. Frozen, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Frozen Wilds.
No, that'd be Horizon, but that's what I was going to say too.
But how, like, that game, in theory, shouldn't be that much different than, like, Donkey Kong Country. But it is. It just doesn't feel right. And this game is beautiful while not...
It feels more like a 2D game.
Yeah.
Than a 2.5D
I don't know
game.
why, but yeah, it's the best platformer. I would say I can already say it's the best platformer since the Super Nintendo days. I feel comfortable saying that.
Yeah, it definitely. The funny thing is, since we both played through a couple of levels separately because we were in separate countries before we got together to record, we didn't have our initial first, like, the first time you jump or move or anything, what does it feel like? But I do remember when I played it to just do those first couple of levels, when I held Y and I ran and I jumped for the first time, I was like, oh, whoa. There was something about it that just felt different. And then I was like, okay, let me play this. Okay, because it's never going to feel weird to go play Mario World or Mario 3 or Mario 1. They're always going to feel the same. Like, I know I could hopefully be 80 years old, play them, and it would still feel... I know what it's going to feel like. This felt different. But now that I've been playing it for, hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever we played it for, it feels really good on the Pro Controller. There you go. Well, Sean used the Pro Controller. I was using my lovely 8-bit Doe SN30 Pro, not a sponsor. Hashtag if you want to sponsor us, this company is freaking awesome. You were using the Pro Controller. How did it feel using the Pro with that stupid D-pad?
Well,
were you using the analog?
So the first time I played it, I was playing portably. Second time I played it, which was the first time I played it on the big screen, my Pro Controller was dead. But
Characters feel like they have weight, yes.
But I already told Kira that we would both play.
Did you?
So we both played with the little... So that was terrible. And then today, here I played... Oh, I used the Pro Controller here, right?
That's what I was asking you.
Okay, yeah. But I also used it at home. I think it feels fine. I'm still not a big fan of the controller, but for something simple like this, totally fine. And way better than the clicky buttons that, I hate the
Joy-Con.
The Joy-Cons, yeah. Pro Controller, it's fine. It has its problems in general, but I don't think this isn't like Celeste where you need...
That's what I was going to say.
Super specific.
Or Messenger, too.
Exactly, yeah. So, no, it's totally fine.
Okay. What haven't we talked about? It's tough because we've only played the first World Plus.
Right.
It's funny. Every other Mario game... Well, no. We did Mario Mondays. I'm trying to think what we did. We did Mario 3, Mario World, New Super Mario... We did New Super Mario Wii. We had both played that. We hadn't beaten it, though. You had played it, right? On your Wii?
Yeah.
And then we did New Super Mario U Deluxe, which I had kind of
I always
played.
get those confused.
I'd kind of played it on my Wii U, and then we did Mario 3D World, which you definitely hadn't played yet because you didn't have a Wii.
Right.
Okay. So this isn't the only
no,
one. But
Wii
I guess,
U.
but it's the first time. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It's the first time we're doing Mario Mondays when a game actually comes out.
That's true.
No, New Super Mario U did, but that was an old game.
Yeah, that was a re-release of an old,
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's freaking awesome. I'm loving it so far. The level 2 Wonder Seed was awesome.
Yeah, that's probably been my favorite so
The hidden
far.
one? Is that what he means?
No, just the singing.
Was that the dancing? Okay.
Yeah.
They're more terrifying when they're singing and dancing. I don't like that. Because I'm like, oh, they're happy, and then you run into them, and it's like, brow, brow, brow.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anything else?
No, it's a lot of fun. This is going to be like I hope you all like Mario Mondays, because we're going to have Mario Mondays for the next 3 months.
We're going to take our time, especially because if every level does have, if every world does have the preamble, yeah.
Because we did 2 pretty long episodes, and we technically haven't really started World 2 yet.
Right.
So, and then if we eventually do Star World, if to do Star World we need 100% of the seeds, we may have an episode or 2 of just clean up, going back,
yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, it's awesome. What I have not watched his video yet because again, we're not even into World 2 yet. I don't want anything spoiled for this game if I can stand it. Gerard the Completionist, he had his video ready to go when the game came out. He said in the title of the video that it's his game of the year. Over Tears of the Kingdom, Final Fantasy, Resident Evil, everything. Starfield, everything. It's his game of the year. I was like, wow. And that's what I'm wondering when we finally get to the end of this. Hopefully we at least play through. Oh yeah, we'll have played through it before the end of the year. Okay.
What's weird is I don't really watch him much, but I randomly did recently, and it was a video where he was ranking his top 10
SNES,
Super Nintendo games. And apparently he had done it before, and he was updating it. And neither time did he include Super Mario World. But the second time he included Mario World 2. This was number 9 or something. But he apparently doesn't think Mario World is one of the 10 best Super Nintendo games.
I don't get it. I know he only
boggles my mind.
He wanted to do one from every franchise because I watched that video too and I was like, what is happening? I hate Yoshi's Island. That game, I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it. Whoa. Sorry. All right, Sean, you want to get to the next one now?
Yes. Spoiler free.
Spider-Man 2 is also out. Spoiler free. I will say I've beaten the game. I am now working on the platinum. I got a ways to go for the platinum because, like I was saying in our Discord, once I got about what I figured was about halfway through the game, I was like, I'm not doing any side quests. Like people are like, yeah, I'm in a burning bus. I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to the next story mission. You're gonna die. Sorry.
There's another Spider-Man around here somewhere. He'll probably come save you.
There's the other one. He'll come get you. So I did beat it. I think I beat it around. I don't even know. Let me check my app and see what it says. Because I played it probably about an hour after I beat it. So let's see what it says.
I would say I'm probably 6 hours in right now. I played like 4 hours yesterday and probably about a couple hours over the previous few nights.
It says I played it for 19 hours. So I've beaten it. I beat it around 18 hours, which is what it felt like. Also, James is playing 2 Spider-Man games and watching us record this. Oh no, that's the Mrs. Solar. Okay, that's Sarah. Never mind. I knew it was probably Sarah, but now I see it's 2 different names. Okay. Spider-Man 2. I beat it. I'll give all my thoughts. Again, no spoilers. Sean, you said you're about 6 hours in. After you did the thing that you were like, holy crap, have you played anything more? The Ratchet and Clank part? They're not in the game.
So the last thing I did, which I'm going to say it because it's not a spoiler, it was all over the... I'm going to say it. I don't care. I just got the black suit.
You do not need to collect all the tech boxes. I've been finding them randomly.
Yeah, I find them randomly.
I can already tell the thing that's going to be the biggest pain in the ass is those stupid spider bots. Because when you see one, it's great. But when you're down to only needing one in a district and you're just flipping and flapping and you're like, where is it? Sorry. So you got the black suit.
Yeah. So it's... Okay, so first of all, what seems kind of weird, again, this is not... I don't think this is a spoiler. It's weird that when you get it, it still lets you just... Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and put my red suit back on. Like, you can still just pause it and then change your suit. And it's like, but can you? Like, I just thought that was kind of weird. But it was cool because, like, when he gets it, he's like, oh, man, this feels great. Bah, 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 bah. And he's just, like, wrecking everybody. And I'm like, oh, I get it, because this feels awesome. I feel, like, super powerful and whatever. I'm digging Craven. I'm craving more than I thought I would.
I liked him a lot more than I thought I would.
Everybody seems to be, like, even before this game, like, obsessed with this guy. And I'm like, I don't know anything about him. Isn't he like a D-tier Spider-Man villain? Like, I think of him as, I mean, if you're outside of, like, the Sinister Six, I'm like, I don't think anybody really cares about him.
Oh, superpower that shows spider bots on the map if you're close enough. Hell yes, I would need to upgrade that.
But yeah, I really like the story. I'm still not entirely sure. I thought... Okay, this I won't say, but I'll say to you.
Palpatine.
I can't believe Palpatine came back. Sidebar.
Yeah.
I was like, are they gonna... And then they didn't. But that would have been a huge swerve.
Yeah.
But, God. I think the story is really good. I'm higher on Craven than I originally thought I would have been. It is more or less just more Spider-Man. However, I do like... I think the addition of, like, Brooklyn... Is it just Brooklyn? Is that all Brooklyn
Queens.
that's over there? Brooklyn and Queens.
Yeah.
Is a huge, like... If you look at it, it doesn't seem like it even doubles the size of the map, but it feels like it just feels way bigger this time. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I don't think it's going to be my game of the year. I don't think Mario Wonder is going to be my game of the year. But I could see it maybe being number 2. I think this has a better shot at being number 2 than Mario Wonder. I don't know that it will be, but I've got to imagine it's probably like 3 or 4 at worst. Yeah, I'm not, even though it is just kind of more Spider-Man, I'm loving it just like I loved 2018 and just like I loved Miles Morales. It was the new game plus stuff where I'm like, hey, now I got to do that again.
And you don't have to do that
some of it
for the plan.
again. So even though this feels like it's just more of that, it is, but it isn't, and it's the first time I'm doing it, so everything just feels fun and fresh and whatever. Like,
yeah,
I don't like even just like the robberies and the random things like the crimes and stuff. I have no problem if I'm heading towards the mission. I'm like, oh, what's that? Okay, I'm gonna go do it. Like, not 100% of the time, but like it doesn't feel like a chore to do them, at least yet. Maybe by the end of it will, but right now it doesn't. But I don't know. I'm loving it. I should have just had faith in Insomniac this whole time, even though my hype level was not too high during the build up to it. I'm really digging it. I don't know if there will be more to come in this whatever, but it does seem kind of funny where it's like, I will say this is not spoilerific. So Spidey, it seems like both of them, Spidey, there's 2 of them, but both Spideys have 4 different L1 moves you can do. And the way it seems like it's doing it seems like Spidey's going to have his first set, which is like gadgety, spider arm related. And the second set is all like symbiote related. And then Miles, it's like, you've got electricity, and you've got a different color electricity. It just seems like
I couldn't remember.
I've gotten one. Yeah. So I don't know if there's more to come on that, and maybe it's explained more. But as of right now, it's like, well, you've got yellow electricity, you've got white electricity. And it's like, well, I feel like Miles kind of got the shaft there, but whatever. I've still got a lot of suits to unlock. I'm not big on a lot of them. I feel like the ones from the first one are better so far.
I don't know all the suits from all the comics, so I unlocked the suit, like the Iron Spider suit from Avengers.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna play as that.
Yeah.
And then I unlocked, like, for Miles, some kind of like advanced tech suit or something that looked like it was like all these like polygons and shit. I was like,
I think that's the one I have on him. Yeah.
And also, I mean, none of them give you any powers or anything. Derek, yes, that did get added, but then they removed it. So I don't know what the heck happened with that.
What?
So in the PC version of Arkham Knight, they added Pat Fleck's suit to the game, and then they took it out. But only the Epic Games version.
Oh, I did hear about that. Yeah. So
I don't know why, though. Like, the Batman came out 1.5 years ago. It's just so random, but it's even more random that they took it away. I will say, so yeah, at the beginning, the first few hours, it did just feel like more Spider-Man. Not that that's a bad thing, it was just more Spider-Man. And I think that's what I told you. Once you get to the point that you're at now, once you get the black suit, which again is not a spoiler, it was obvious, it doesn't just feel like Spider-Man. And the one thing that I would say that I was worried about going into it, I shouldn't have been now looking back, the flight, like the squirrel suit, whatever, so much fun to just that. And they've got these wind tunnels that you can find to just really speed up. And then there's updrafts you can get on. And when you get to the point where you unlock some more traversal moves, the transition from like flying through a tunnel and then doing an X launch to get you more speed, and then you're swinging, and then you jump, and you're doing all these flips and everything, and then you jump down, and then you flip around the thing. Like, the movement in this is so much fun. The movement is what you have to nail in a Spider-Man game, and I think they did it even better than the first 2 games did.
Yeah.
Kraven is a good villain. I didn't think he was gonna be. It's the way they put him in the story, though, is just kind of random. Like, I guess he's just bored in the jungle, and they're like, look at this, there's superheroes and supervillains. Okay,
I'll go kill them.
Okay. He's very formidable. You find out some stuff later on about his backstory that I just didn't know anything about. That was cool. And then obviously you get to the point where you know that someone else is also a villain. He's a big black. He's 19 inches tall and he's got big teeth.
I have teeth too.
That's in the game. That part. Remember that from the trailer? Did you ever see that?
That sounds familiar, but I don't remember.
It was like the gameplay
context.
trailer when they were like doing something on the river, and then he's like, "Oh, he got away," and then Miles is like, "Bro, it's okay." And he's like, "I'm gonna go get him," and he's like, "Man, he's got big teeth," and Peter's like,
So do I.
and I was like, "Whoa." And he's like, he doesn't normally talk like that. Oh, what are you playing on? So I'm playing on fidelity mode with VRR turned on, and it is perfect.
I've been on Fidelity, VRR. The only thing I don't know, there's like VRR, I think it's part of the VRR. There's like smooth or uncapped.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I don't know what the difference is, but I have been playing on that, and it's beautiful.
I did hear somebody say that, but I didn't go back and look in the menu. I think the smooth is more like it's fidelity, but you'll get between 60 and 80.
Yeah.
Whereas uncapped is like sometimes it'll go up to 120 and then it might drop back down to 65, 70, whatever. Something like that.
But yeah, it looks beautiful to me. I changed to performance mode just to see. Mm-hmm. It didn't look any smoother. So I'm like, I'm going back to fidelity.
Yeah, exactly.
This looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I had one thing. I don't know if I'm an idiot or if the game messed up or this is just this could be improved kind of thing. I was doing a mission, I think it was with Miles. You know, something about like this lady's like, "Ooh, I find my grandpa" or something. And she's like, "All I know is here's this photograph." And it's like, go find him. And
you're like, "This is New York City." Girl.
He's like at the zoo. It's like a picture of the zoo. And so you go to the zoo. And then I think it's the zoo. It's some kind of thing. I think it's the zoo. And it's like the thing down in the corner is like, find where the picture was taken or something. I'm like, well, I'm here. And if I back far enough up, I get the little blue indicator and it's on top of this thing. I'm like, well, let me go on top of that thing. And nothing happens. I'm like, is that just saying, well, it's somewhere in this vicinity and I have to find him? But then I'm like, there's no way. I couldn't go back and look at the picture again. It's like Nickelback. Look at this photograph. Like, I couldn't look at the photograph again. And I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do right now. But it just was like, there's a bunch of people milling about, sitting, whatever. I'm walking around, seeing if anybody has like a thing above their head. And like, oh, that's the grandpa or somebody that I'm supposed to talk to. And just like nothing. So I ended up just leaving. But that's the only weird thing. And that may totally be my fault. I may have just missed something that was obvious. But that's been the only kind of weird thing that I've had. But
I've heard a lot of people have been having tech issues. I had no game crashes yet. I had a couple little things where there was one time Colin was talking about this. And I was like, that's weird. That never happened to me. And then I was taking out one of like the hunter bases or something. And what Colin said happened to him is like sometimes like once you get down to only like 2 or 3 enemies left, a door will open on a building or something and more enemies will come out. Well, what he did one time was he kicked the shit out of the guy too hard, like too fast, while the door was open, kicked him back inside, the door closed, and he's just going on beating up everybody, boom, boom, boom. And then he's like, there's no one, wait, there's a red dot on the map. And then it's like, what the hell, he's in this building? And then you hit R3 to do like your scan. And it's like, yeah, there's a bad guy in there. So I just had to do my R. Do you have L3, R3 powers yet?
I do for... Was it Miles? I only have it for one of them. I think it was Miles.
Wow, it crashed 10 times for John.
Jeez.
So I had that, but that's just more of a funny circumstance, I think. So I had to do my L3, R3, and that would just get up by the wall. Luckily, it was close enough, and it killed the thing that was in there. The other thing I took a video of it, but I was like, I don't want to tweet this because it's pretty late in the game, and the surroundings, I just didn't want to give anything away, so I didn't tweet it. But there's a time where late in the game, I'm fighting as Peter with Miles against all these enemies and blah, blah, blah. And then we finally beat him. It's like, boom, okay, let's do the next thing. And then I look over at Miles, and he's just standing there like this. But he's 15 feet in the ground, in the air, just going. And I'm like, Miles, you okay? And he's just standing there like this, and I walk around him. I try to walk under him. I can't. So it's like the game thinks he's there. So I was like walked around him and kept trying to mess with him for like 30 seconds or something, and then I just moved on, and he came back. I've heard some people have said like faces have been messing up like in cutscenes, like emotional cutscenes and stuff. So that sucks. It only takes 30 seconds to reload, so it wasn't too bad. Yeah, I haven't had any crashes. I've only had those 2 little weird issues.
The only other thing I've had, which isn't a big deal, and I don't know if it's weird, I feel like I have had a lot of like pop-in and stuff. Like I'll be swinging and like the river will go from like a dark murky green to like all of a sudden very like reflective, and it like goes back and forth like the weird texture things and pop in. But I mean, it's not affecting it doesn't bother me, but
yeah,
that's probably the weirdest thing I've seen.
So let me think of some things I can talk about. The opening to this game,
that was awesome.
That was awesome. It reminded me, it felt like almost like a God of War game.
Yeah.
It also kind of felt like Jedi Survivor, I think. Maybe. Isn't there some part where you're fighting something big in Jedi Survivor?
You're thinking of Final Fantasy 16 with Titan.
Oh yeah, what the hell am I talking about? Yeah. Yes, it was that. Sorry. So that the opening was awesome. You're fighting as both Spider-Man. We won't say what it is, but it's awesome. The game just gets better from there. The one thing I don't like about this is the same thing I didn't like in the first game. And it's, if I buy a Spider-Man game, I would like to play as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Have you played as anybody else yet?
I've done one MJ thing. That's right before the part that I just finished. I didn't mind it because it's at least, I kind of thought it was fun, honestly, because it felt like actual stealth, like, and I saw Twitter discourse like, oh, MJ's too OP, this is stupid, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, shut up. I didn't mind it. I thought it was better than like, sneak around and take pictures of things and whatever.
Correct.
Like, I thought it was more like, hey, distract them, get them over there so you can come over here. Like, I thought it was still fun, but yeah, at the same time, I'm like, I'd kind of just rather be Spider-Man right now.
But did you have a weapon?
I had the little stun gun
you
thing.
did? Okay.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember if you had that for all of her things or not. She does by the end of the game. I think when people are saying OP, it's because of later in the game. It gets pretty funny, actually. Those parts I don't like. That's really it. Like, I think I like the story better than the first game. I like this better than Spider-Man 2018 and Miles Morales.
Yeah,
Overall,
it's definitely my favorite
sure.
of the three.
Yeah, and the story was really good. The story was not as obvious as Miles Morales. Like from the very beginning, I was like, oh, okay, bad guy? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's obvious. Oh, this is not much of a spoiler, but at one point there is flashbacks. And did you think that young Peter looked exactly like Tom Holland? I saw it and I was like...
Well, but I think old Peter also kind of does.
He kind of does, but young Peter was like 100% him.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
It was weird.
And like I was telling you, I don't know if it was done on purpose because he's not... Well, crap. I almost said something that I shouldn't. I'm not going to say it. Never mind. Because I don't want it. It could kind of be spoilery. I'm not going to say it. But what I texted you about another character looking like somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was done on purpose. And it's not like super obvious. Like sometimes I don't see it, but then sometimes
I saw
I'm like,
it more
wait
in the flashback. I saw it more.
Yeah.
What else? Oh yeah, like you were saying, the gadgets. That is not
the gadgets.
The gadgets and the abilities and stuff are so cool. They get even cooler the more you get in. I know there is one trophy. Just so you know, did you get the?
I feel like that's the other thing. I haven't looked at the trophies.
There's only
but I
42 trophies.
I looked up online, saw nothing's missable.
Right.
So I'm like, then I don't want to see anything else. Whatever. I've gotten like 3 trophies so far. Like, there's not a lot of storyline.
Yeah.
One was get the black suit, which I just did. One was fall and don't land. And I don't know, maybe there was one just for like starting again. I don't know, but like I feel like I've gotten 3 trophies so far.
There was have you gotten the power yet where you can make a web line to walk across?
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Okay. Do that as much as you can because I didn't look at any trophies till I beat it. And it's like you got to do 25 stealth takedowns while you're on that line.
Oh, okay.
But
I use it a decent amount.
It's not that big a deal, but I'm like, well, let me look at my progress. Oh, 3 out of 25. Well, so I'm trying to do that now as I'm playing through the game and everything. Oh yeah, there is one part that I thought was funny when you're the part that's on a ship with villains.
Yeah.
Why would you let
Stay in his
gear?
Yes,
What
I
are
had
we
the same
talking
exact
about?
thought.
How stupid are these cops that you would let a supervillain stay in their gear? It'd be like, and I think this happened in Miles, like, Rhino, we're going to put you in jail. And then it's like, and then they're like, Spider-Man and Spider-Man are like, okay, we got to watch this transport of Rhino. And then they walk him out and he's just in his big mech suit. I'm like, why
would you take that off of him?
So stupid.
Yeah, I had the same thought.
Have you done the plant puzzles yet? Like the genome stuff?
Yeah. Some of those were kind of confusing.
I finally said, I'm done. When they pop up, I go, start, skip puzzle.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
I'm not even doing it anymore because there's no penalty for it. You still get it doesn't turn off any. I'm like, I did the first couple, and then the next one was like, okay, there's
the first one I did out in the wild was pretty easy.
Yeah.
I feel like the ones they were doing like in the
intro
scene, I feel like I struggled more with those than the one I found in the wild.
There was one where it was like 1, 2, 3 bad ones on each end of the thing, and I was like, well, I can get down to this and this and this, but then the 2 that are attached to the good ones, I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do? So I was like, wait a minute, options, skip puzzle, yep, done.
Yeah, I'll probably do the same.
What else? Yeah, that happened. That's what we talked about. I will say this game does feel like this is one of the first. This feels more like a PS5 game, and it makes sense because it's not on last gen at all. I think this feels like the most PS5 game that Sony has put out yet. More than God of War, more than Rift Apart, more than Horizon for sure. It just feels like have you unlocked any fast travel yet, or do you know how it works?
A couple, yeah.
Have you done it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's amazing.
Every game needs to copy this.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't do any fast traveling through the main game because it was like, my next story thing is 5,000 meters away. I'm like,
yeah, I'll just swing
there.
there.
That's fine. And because I was ignoring so much stuff, I had only unlocked a couple fast travels, but I finally did it. Night, Derek, and I was like,
see ya.
Oh my God, everyone should do this. This is perfect. This is so freaking cool. And then there's a part of gameplay that Sean and I both did that is like, boom, boom, like you can't believe it's happening. It's so freaking cool.
So that part, A, it was awesome in general. B, when the one happened, where
yeah,
no
one knows like, what that means.
What in the this is awesome. Like yeah. I know it's not gonna last, but I'm like, that was crazy.
There was a part of dialogue after that, some point after that I can't remember what it was. Maybe just like when I was like stalking my prey or something, that they were like, yeah, did you hear they left one of our guys in Antarctica? And I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like, I wish I could remember when they said it, but yeah, that was super cool. Symbiote, yeah. Okay, yeah, so I'm not going to say anything else story-wise that I don't think you've gotten to yet. Have you had this? I've had this issue a few times. Speaking of tech issues, I did remember one other thing. There's been a few times when in cutscenes, have you had them where the hunters have like the yellow like electricity stuff that they shoot that's like high up to try to keep you on the ground?
Oh, I've seen that once or twice, but I didn't know who was doing it. But yes, I've seen.
It's basically just to try to they keep you from knocking them into the air. Yeah. And pop, pop, pop. There was a couple cutscenes that were like emotional, And for some reason, Spider-Man or MJ they've just got yellow lightning all over them. They're like, MJ, I love you, or whatever they were saying, and it's like, like this is so I cannot take this seriously. This looks so stupid. The boss fights in this are tough. The final fight, like I told Sean offline, I got my ass kicked over and over again. I finally got through it. There's another fight a little bit further. Have you had any like real boss fights yet?
I was gonna say, other than like the intro, basically, I don't think I've had any.
Okay. There's a boss fight coming up for you after you get through the
I've got teeth too.
that part. So that part's cool. That's a really tough boss fight. I died a few times at that. There are some moments, like I said, okay, yeah, boom, boom, boom. In my notes here, I've got 3 lines in a row. Go, oh shit, it's blank. Holy shit, blank. Holy shit, blank. Holy shit, blank. And then blank. It gets freaking crazy.
So I would guess, just by my time, am I like a third of the way through?
It feels like you're about a third way through.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And some of the stuff that, again, there's so many, I'll stop there. There's just so many oh my God moments that happen that happen from here on out. And some of them you'll get to them every time. That one that you text me about, I was like, okay, that was one of them. Every time you feel the need to text me when something awesome happens, I'm going to be
that's
like,
one of them.
That's one of them.
Yeah.
But there is a lot that happens. I think in like a half hour, if I'm looking at this stuff, okay, boom, boom. Okay, yeah, that, and then that, and then that, and then that, and then that. Yeah, all that happens, and like all this stuff happens. There's about an hour to an hour and a half where it is like, oh my God, oh my. There's like 4 or 5 holy shit moments in that hour and a half that like that's when I was like
that I'm getting close to, or not for a while.
It's probably a little bit over halfway through the game, so you're probably 4 or 5 hours away. Is there anything else I can say? Some of these enemies hit really hard. Yeah, the ending is really good. I'll say that. No spoilers or anything, obviously. The ending's really good. It didn't necessarily go the way that I thought it would, even before the game came out, and as I was playing through the game, it didn't really go the way I thought it would. Some stuff did, some stuff didn't. It's very interesting. I assume there will be a third game. It's going to be very interesting how they do that third game. I'll say that. But the ending itself, I really, really liked it.
Spoiler cast?
Yes, I definitely want to do a spoiler cast for this.
Okay.
So hopefully you'll beat it by next week, maybe. And then we can go from there.
I mean, I'm not going to get to play tomorrow or Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, because we got the
But
game
then
tomorrow,
Wednesday,
and then Tuesday's
Thursday.
Halloween. Yeah, that's true.
I might be able to.
I don't even care. It's not like if we do, it's like, man, we should have done it this week so we could get 50,000 views. You know, like, no. So, all right. Is there anything else you want to say? Anything else I say is just spoilerific, and I can't.
I don't think so. I'm loving it. It's awesome.
Indeed it is. Indeed.
Indubitably.
We don't have much news, but let's fly through this. Sean, do you want to get the news of the week?
Let's do it.
Okay. Yeah, Sean's already laughing as he looks up.
Well, no, I just saw Sean hurt himself sneezing.
Yes, he did.
What's happening?
Xbox came kind of out of nowhere with a partner showcase this past week. Nothing on it really mattered. Sean's going to keep doing that.
My thing froze.
Try something else. Wow. The only thing that I think matters that came out of that is a first look at in-engine pre-alpha gameplay footage of Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. And I'm going to have it here so Sean and I can watch this as we talk through it. So,
one thing that's cool that I didn't realize until after the fact was that this is like shot for shot of stuff.
Yes, when you see the comparison videos, so that's the first area with the wet. Look at how the mud like moves. I feel like we're gonna do like a reacts video. Watch when he's walking through it. Can I not just grab? I gotta grab it. When he's walking through, watch the mud on the screen. Watch the mud to the left. See how it moves?
Oh yeah.
So then the alligator looks amazing. Look at Snake is caked in mud. Now I don't know about his face.
Yeah, he looks weird there.
This part is so freaking cool. But yeah, let's back up. See, I don't know. His face looks like his face. It's something about his hair just being like...
Yeah.
Like before he gets the bandana, he's supposed to... It's kind of like off to the side, you know? But just look at how good this looks. Look at... He is caked in mud. Like what I wonder now is like... Obviously, you've got the camo index. You're going to pick your camo. You're going to do that. But like if you get covered in mud, does that affect the camo as well?
Yeah.
So then we get this. He walks up to the... Look, that is so smooth. And then when they... and this is so smooth. They also... Did you see there's also a video... There's also a video that shows this compared to MGSV. I don't know why I didn't say call it 5. To Phantom Pain. And it's like... Obviously, this is being done in Unreal 5. It's not being done in the Fox engine. But those animations are like... They're exactly the same.
Really?
It's like they're the same picture. The bridge... Just look at this. Look, I remember doing that. If you drop down there and you walk over in that little cave, there's like an automatic weapon you can get. Then there's that. You knock him down. That's where you fight the pain. Look at this. And then the snake. They're going to eat him. The crab. He walks away. The little froggy's swimming. He's so cute. That's when you're walking. That's when you're walking where you can go and you can kill the end early. When you have to walk that time where the guys are like flying above you and stuff. And then here you are in Razvet, which is where you meet Ocelot for the first time, where you save Sokolov. Like he looks like more like Snake there. Now, one thing people notice. Wait, let me back up here. Watch when you get to his face. Okay, people noticed. Look at his face. He's got blood and scratches and stuff on his face. They saw some blood somewhere over here. I think maybe up there or something that, and you can see like the camo is getting like scratched and stuff. Now again, this is pre-alpha. We don't know. Who knows? This could get downgraded by the time it comes out. But people are saying like you get punched in the face, you get the snake all of a sudden's got a black eye.
Yeah.
But there's that. So there's Rasvet. Here's him crawling through the mountaintop. Look how real that stupid vulture looks. Look at that. And then Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. That's that first area because there's the two gators on Unreal 5. I just can't believe it. I still cannot believe it's actually happening. So they added the crouch walk. That's the biggest thing I saw. That because remember in Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 you couldn't crouch walk. You could not crouch walk until Peace Walker. And then whenever they did it's like 2011 I want to say, when they put out the Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater 3D on the 3DS, you could crouch walk in that. And then you could crouch walk in 5. You can crouch walk in this. That's a huge thing because I remember playing through it and you're like trying to sneak up on somebody and you just got to walk. And I'm like, I got to walk really slow. But I'm like, by the time I get there, they're going to turn around. Like, so you can do that. You can like the animations. Like if you, in Metal Gear Solid 3, if you go up to like that part where he walks up to that tree and like goes into cover, what it used to be is you'd walk up there, you'd hit a button and he'd go from... He would just like stick to the tree and then like look around like this. It looks so much better. It looks like Metal Gear Solid 5. What have I been saying since the very beginning of this podcast? When I first talked about a remake for this, I said, just do Metal Gear Solid 3, remake it, make it a lot prettier, keep all the cutscenes the same, update the controls to be like Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, and you got me. We know they're not doing any. They're using all the recordings from the original game, which is kind of weird, but it's good. Then the fact that they are remaking this so far from what they've shown, it is literally 1-to-1. I got to feel like the cutscenes are going to be 1-to-1 too. The only thing I kind of worry about, we've only seen one character. Obviously, it's the most important character, but we haven't seen Ocelot. We haven't seen the boss. We haven't seen the pain and the end and the fury and what like
Hot Coldman.
No, that's peaceful. Like we've seen the soldiers. They look like the soldiers. They've still got like the walkie-talkie here with the red lights flickering and stuff. Like, obviously, I'm in love with this. Some people, because Metal Gear Solid fans, we are what we are. We're not the worst, but we're not the best. But I think it looks stupid. Their main reason for that is if you picture Metal Gear Solid 3 in your head, there is kind of like this
yellow haze, kind of
greenish,
like,
yellowish, like artistic thing that they did with it. And this looks too good. Like, it doesn't look like that. I'm like, well, first off, this is pre-alpha. They could still add that. I don't think they need to.
I don't know why.
I think this looks perfect. Like, I think it looks so freaking good, but obviously I'm going to think that. Sean, what do you think about what we've seen so far? I did not expect to get more of this so soon after we just got the announcement a few months ago.
Yeah, that was a shock. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I remember liking the game. I don't know. I feel like I didn't like it as much as 2. But it was borderline unplayable when I tried to go back and play it, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, whenever it was. If it plays like a modern game, I'm going to love the game. And I'm sure, I have faith that I don't know how you can screw that up. So I think it looks beautiful, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. Way more than I'm looking forward to like Death Stranding 2.
I can't wait to get the next trailer at the Game Awards. All right, Sean, next up, last item on the news list, we got NPD/Circana results for September, and they go like this. When it comes to software for the month of September, number 1 was Starfield. Number 2, Mortal Kombat 1. Number 3, EA Sports FC 24. All 3 of those debuted this month. Madden 24 is number 4. Payday 3 debuted at number 5. NBA 2K24 debuted at number 6. And The Crew Motorfest debuted at number 7. You also have Armored Core 6 at number 8. Hogwarts Legacy jumped back up to number 9. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 still hanging in at number 10. Year to date, Hogwarts Legacy is number 1. Tears of the Kingdom is number 2. However, this does not count digital sales, so I'm guessing Tears of the Kingdom is number 1. Madden 24 is number 3. Diablo 4 at 4. Modern Warfare 2 at 5. Jedi Survivor at 6. Starfield jumps and debuts at number 7 for the year to date. Mortal Kombat 1 debuts at number 8. That makes me sad that it's already outsold Resident Evil 4. Wow. I don't like that.
Yeah.
And then Resident Evil 4 is at number 9, and MLB The Show 23 is at number 10. So we have a Frost advisory.
Mm-hmm.
Really? So Starfield was the best-selling game on Xbox and PC, but PC generated the most sales. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Because if you have an Xbox, I don't know why you would have an Xbox and not have Game Pass. So you wouldn't need to buy it. PC gamers don't necessarily have Game Pass or want to have Game Pass. They just want to buy Starfield and play it. So I guess it's not surprising.
Yeah.
Starfield also, though, did give Xbox Game Pass's biggest ever day for new subs on a day. Now, they didn't say what that number was. Could have been 10,000 for one day. I'm joking. I'm sure it was at least hundreds of thousands, if not maybe up to 1 million.
I don't think so.
They're still saying 11 million people have played it. That's like, I don't know, it's just not what it needed to be. But good for them that it was number 1. Microsoft also did report record Q1 for gaming revenue with a 9% increase year over year. Why don't all companies have their fiscal years be the year? The fact that their Q1 is July through September is just dumb.
Yeah, I don't know why companies do that. I'm sure there's a reason.
I don't think there is. I think it's just that's the way we've always done it.
The other thing I can think of is there's a lot of financial stuff that needs to be done at the end of the fiscal year.
Right.
And you don't want that happening
over
the holidays.
True, when nobody's
so they
working.
just kind of like shift it. That's the only thing I can think of, but it is weird.
That makes sense. when it comes to PlayStation, Mortal Kombat 1 was the best-selling game of the month, and it was second on both Xbox and PC. It was also number 3 on Switch. I feel so bad for everyone that bought it there.
Yeah.
It's been patched, but I don't know what really happened there. So, yeah. That's it for the news. Sean, it's time for the wrap-up. Connie Booth, lead of internal production at Sony, has left PlayStation. I don't think we've really gotten the reason why she left yet, but based on David Jaffe's tweets before it happened, it seems like it was not her leaving under her own power, would be my guess. We didn't talk about this earlier when we were just talking about the remake, but the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection is out. I have not bought it yet. It's been data mined, and there are references in there to Metal Gear Solid 4, 5, and Peace Walker. We're finally going to get... This is the most excited I've been to play 4 since it first came out. Just because it's stuck on the PS3, you know? They're finally going to do it. There's no reason they can't. So many games have been ported from the PS3 to other places. There's literally no reason they can't do it. They just have to want to do it.
Do you think you will like it? Do you think you'll be pleasantly surprised by it? Or do you think you'll play it and be like, oh, God, I remember this?
No, I appreciate it for what it is. I played it a little bit, whatever it was, a year ago or whenever it was. The last time I played my PS3, when you gave me 3D Dot Game Heroes. That might have been 2 years ago. But I fired up 4 for a little bit. And it's what I remembered. I just hate that DualShock 3. I hate that controller, first of all.
Yeah.
I appreciate it for what it is. And I remember everything that happens. I've probably beaten that game 10, 12, 15 times. Yes. Because I was in love with that game for such a long time. It took me forever to realize,
this isn't good.
This isn't really what I wanted. I mean, it is what you want. They gave you what you wanted, but then you realize this isn't what I wanted. You know what I mean? Like,
that
tie
seems
up all
very
loose ends. Loose ends. It seems very Kojima. Like,
Yes.
You want this? You want everything tied up? Here you go. Poopy pants. Get married to Meryl. The Colonel is married to Raven's girlfriend, who was an AI in the last game, but also a real person. But it's fake. Whatever. 15 years. A little bit of spoilers. Who cares? The reason I haven't got it yet is because obviously I've got Spider-Man to Platinum. We've got Mario Wonder. Mario RPG is coming out in a few weeks. But I have heard from a lot of people that it's not in the best shape yet, which does make me nervous for the remake. It seems like it's way worse on PC. But then I'm just wondering, is it people that are just mad that it's 1080p and not 4K? You know what I mean? Like, so whatever. I'm going to buy it relatively soon, and I can't wait. The only thing I don't like is they changed the trophy list for my favorite game ever, and they made it a lot harder.
You have to get that platinum.
European Extreme, no alerts, no kills, only 25 saves, no life medicine. Like, really? I'm sure I could watch a video and be like, oh, and you got to beat it in under 5 hours on the hardest difficulty. It's going to be one of those where I take the day off from work and I'm like, okay, YouTube video, play for 5 seconds. Okay, I do that. Pause. Okay, play the next 5 seconds.
I hate doing that, but
that's what I'm going to have to do if I want to get the platinum. Capcom has said that they have a, quote, major unannounced title that is planned to release before March. Is there any way this is 9?
I don't think so. I mean, I feel like you're going to want a lot more runway of hype for that. I'm guessing it's a Monster Hunter kind of
World
stupid
2 is what I'm
thing.
guessing.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Phil Spencer did confirm that no Activision Blizzard King games will be on Game Pass until 2023 until 2024. Phil has also said in an interview there will be no more timed or exclusive content on Call of Duty, and there will be 100% parity across all platforms. Now, he doesn't mean parity with how the game plays. I still can't believe they're going to put this stupid thing on Switch. Why? Parity, he just means you're not going to get access to maps 2 weeks early on PlayStation or whatever. The PS5 disk drive for the new Slim model will require you to connect one time to the internet, and the internet freaked out about this.
It's so stupid.
Who doesn't have the internet? Also, it's a one-time thing. Also, they had to legally do it because it's some kind of DMCA. It's some
Also,
kind of
it's a
copyright
digital
protection.
console. What are you going to do with this thing if you're not going to connect it to the internet? Like, good luck.
That's true. Why wouldn't you just buy it with it already attached if you don't have internet? I don't know. It's just so stupid. The internet will get mad about anything. Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door has been rated in Brazil and Korea, so the release may be closer than because all they've said is 2024, which makes you think it's late.
Oh, I figured it was like Q1, like February, March.
Hopefully, it is.
Yeah.
Peach is March, I think, right?
Oh, I don't remember. Maybe.
I think it was March. Luigi is like the first half of the year or something. I don't know. We'll see. Minecraft has surpassed 300 million copies sold.
That's insane.
I will say, I'll say this. Again, I don't really care about Activision. If Call of Duty ever leaves PlayStation and I have an Xbox, I'll play it on Game. Like, I don't care. I don't play Diablo. Like, I don't really care about their games. You do have to kind of go back and look at Microsoft bought Mojang forever ago. And like maybe even before the PS4 came out, I can't remember, but they still released Minecraft on PS4. It still gets updates all the time. Like it's still for sale. They didn't make it like the biggest game in the world could have been like, if you want to play Minecraft, you got to get an Xbox. And they didn't do that. I do give them credit for that. So
Yeah.
in my mind, we always just think about the bad stuff with all the lies that they told about Bethesda. But then when you go back to Mojang, I mean, Minecraft is bigger than any Bethesda game. So.
Yeah.
Also, Lords of the Fallen has passed 1 million copies sold. Okay. Oh, did I even say that about Spider-Man earlier? I think I skipped over that. 2.5 million copies sold in the first 20 hours for Spider-Man, the fastest selling PlayStation first-party game in history. They keep coming up with these new numbers that make something the fastest selling, you know? Like God of War sold 7.5 million in a week or something, and that was the fastest. Or no, 5 in a week. And now this has done 2.5 24 hours, so that's the fastest and whatever. Hotline Miami 1 and 2 are out now in current gen. If you own the game already, you can get free upgrades for that. Star Wars Dark Forces Remastered is coming out February 28th, 2024. I knew James Solar would be happy about this. Thought of him when this got announced. And Switch Online, the expansion pass is getting Mario Party 3. Which Mario Party put the hole in your hand? The first one?
I don't know, but I think the second one is the one that everybody loves. I can't imagine any of them are that different from one another, but
yeah, like I got it on Switch. Why would I go back and play an older like
so one other thing I saw I wanted to bring up. I don't know how reliable this is, but I'm hopeful. This guy, Circan Toto, who is apparently some industry analyst. He said, I'm trying to find where it said who this guy is and why anybody would listen to him. In 2021, he hinted at a 2022 release for, I don't know if we knew it to be called this at the time, but
Metal Gear
Tears of
Solid
the Kingdom.
Delta? Oh.
And this was proven true in the direct later that year, even though it did end up getting delayed. But so I don't know if he got lucky or what. But the same guy randomly tweeted capital Z space, capital R space 2023. And people are saying this is his way of saying
Resident Evil 0?
No. Zelda remake or remaster or who knows in 2023. That by the end of the year there's going to be some Zelda game released, or at least
there's no way.
Probably
not this year. Maybe announced in 2020.
Maybe announced, yeah. But
you
I mean, he
figure
literally just said ZR 2023, and people are like going crazy. So could mean nothing. Could mean something, but he has no idea. You know.
Did you see what Derek sent in the Discord about the Unreal Engine 4 remake of Zelda 1?
Oh yeah.
Wow,
that looks awesome.
Wow, so good. So good, so good, so good. Wow, I can see this gray.
Oh, yeah.
You see it?
Look at me.
Is it just the light, or is there a bunch of gray there?
It's both. It does show.
I look like the guy that was on Talk Soup or whatever. Remember that guy? I don't remember his name. What a stupid show. All right, speaking of stupid shows, that's it for this episode of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. We'll be back next time, but until that time, Sean, go take us out.
Thank you for playing.